Did you see that there was the new Final Destination movie? The poster came out for it. Did you see that? I think there's a trailer too.
No.
There's a trailer which I have not seen yet.
Yeah, I just heard, or I haven't like officially heard. I just knew that the new movie was coming out because there was already a bunch of conspiracy theories about the new movie
For
and
sure.
how like because it's like bloodlines or something, right?
Yeah,
And
Final Destination Bloodlines. Yeah.
yeah, and I've read like it's going to be like the origin story. It stems all the way back with this original group that like
Oh.
did something with like a witch or something, maybe. I don't know. Like, there's been a bunch
Oh.
of like the witch cursed them, and so like every time they reincarnate or whatever, they just die, and
Oh,
they always find
okay.
themselves together again, and or something along
Okay,
those
yeah,
lines.
I got you.
And like
That's kind of cool.
the one person that doesn't die is like the one person that tried to stop it all from ever happening or something
Right.
like that. You know, like just stuff like that, which is probably what the movie's going to be. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. I just like
You've got me hooked. I didn't know that's what it was about, but that's
I have no idea
interesting.
if that's what it's about either. I have no idea.
Oh,
I
you
think all
that's a
this stuff
thing
came
you
out
heard.
yes. Yes, I have no confirmation. I've
Damn.
not seen the trailer. I don't even think when I started reading these the trailer was even out yet. I think everyone is just thinking
Yeah,
that's what
trying
it's
to
going to
figure
be.
out what it's going to be about. Well,
Yeah,
can you guess what the poster for Bloodlines looks like?
probably the first movie, like the main thing of like how the first movie looked, maybe.
No, it's a lot more on the nose than that.
Oh,
So it's like a skull, right? Which is like Final
uh-huh.
Destination, and then it's a skull, and they're like, what if we took this skull, we made it out of lines, right? Because
Eh?
bloodlines. So what do you think those
Oh,
lines are made of, Mason, on the poster?
blood.
Dude, it's a bloodline skull, dude. Like it's running down the poster. It looks kind of cool. Final Destination, I feel like I would probably consider it a guilty pleasure, even though I know I haven't seen all of those movies. But they are
Yeah.
like they're kind of funny because of just like how ridiculous the deaths become. Like it's kind of fun to like watch like, oh, this like they missed the bus that was supposed to hit them, but then you see this like the bus like hit a manhole, which scared a dog, which barked, which scared a bird, which flew away fast, hit a construction worker in the face. He twirls with a pipe in his hand, hits another construction worker who falls onto like a girder. The girder swings, a cable snaps, and it just like the person turns around and the girder just smashes
Yeah.
them in the face.
Yeah.
Roll credits. I mean that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I just like how they tied together the first movie with like the fourth or the fifth movie, you know.
Yeah, dude, I need to maybe before the movie comes out, we should do like a full rewatch of all those movies.
I just don't want to watch the second one again. I remember the second one is like the
I
most
know.
traumatizing for me because I feel
Oh,
like
really?
the first and second ones have like realistic deaths,
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
the first one has to be. I think the first one is the best one. Yes? No? Yes?
I don't know. I think it's up for opinion.
I
I
feel like
think it's
usually with
probably the
those,
best written, you
with
know,
the yeah, with
like
these kind of franchises, usually the first one it has to be the best because that's what like catapults the rest of it, and the rest can be good, but they start getting a little bit jumping the shark, getting a little silly.
well
I
they
haven't
have
seen them.
to.
Well, I'll have to watch them all, and then we'll come back with like a review when the new one
Yeah.
comes out. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen those movies in so long, but
Me
I think
neither.
there's like, how many are there? Do you think? Six?
7. Yeah.
Jesus, I think that's
I would
actually
just
that sounds about right.
yeah, I'm sure there's at least 7.
Well,
Uh, but yeah, the second one has the logs. It's the driving one that had
oh
the
yeah, I've seen
trucker
the.
with the logs.
Yep.
That's the second one.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure. I shouldn't
I
say that with
isn't it the
100%
same? It's the
confidence.
same death in this. Isn't it the actor is the same death guy in each one? I think because he's like when he shows up, you're like, oh, they're dead. Like you know he's about to
It's
get
not the
all
same
these.
actor.
Is it not the same actor?
No,
In a few of them, is it the same?
there's one character from the first movie that's in the second movie, but that's because she like survived the first movie.
But isn't there like isn't death like part of it? He's like always like watching from a distance, just like I
Oh,
can't
I
believe
don't
you guys
remember
snuck
that.
away from my kill. And then like whenever like the crazy kill happens, he's
Do
like
they
standing in the
see
way and he's like,
him?
got it. Well, I don't maybe they don't see
I
him,
don't
but like he
know.
definitely sees them.
I don't remember Death being a character, but
We're gonna have to
I
watch
don't
it.
know.
Stay tuned on
Yeah.
the Mellow Brick Road Twitch because well, I don't know if we're allowed to stream those, but who knows? Maybe we can. They're not like it's Final Destination. Get over it. It's like
Yeah.
watching Trimmers or something. Like who cares? It's a fun
Love
movie.
Tremors.
Dude, I watched it the other day. It was on TV. Dude, young Kevin Bacon was such a trip, man. Boy, he's so crazy in that role. He's got a new movie, a new show out also that's pretty cool. He's like a demon bounty hunter.
Nice.
Like he like goes and like finds demons and like tries to like sends them back to hell. It's pretty cool.
Hmm.
Yeah, check it out. Nice. All right, everybody. Welcome to path number 147. I am your ukulele strumming host, Van. And I gotta take off my headphones real fast.
Hi, I'm Mason. I'm here too.
I'm gonna need more effort. You know what? With headphones off, I could feel the low energy, Mason. I'm gonna need a redo.
No, I mean, I said, hey, I'm Mason. I like a good pair of slacks,
There we go.
and I'm rarely late.
That's what I like to hear. There we go. Perfect, Mason. That's what we need. We need to get this hook people up on the show. You know, like I'm Mason and I'm here to fuck things up, man. Well,
That's
don't
never
not
my
That's not
energy.
actually. Yeah, that's actually not very. That's not your energy at all. But no, you did fine. No, you did fine. I'm glad. Thank you for redoing it. Thank you for humoring me on that. I appreciate it. And I'm gonna. Let's see, how do I want to start this episode off, Mason? I've got all kinds of crazy things. Some things you'll like, some things you won't like. But let's start off with, because you like AI,
Yeah,
so
love AI.
let's start off with this human slash robot versus, not really versus, marathon that happened in Beijing. So
Okay.
basically, it was this big race. It was a half marathon, right? And it was a
Okay.
bunch. Basically, like China is trying to catch up with the U.S. in the like humanoid robot making race, right? So because like MIT is like killing it, and like a bunch of U.S. companies have like these crazy weird like
Boston Dynamics.
Westworld look. Yes, thank you. Looking robots, and it's creepy. But
Yeah,
China's like
cool stuff.
we got to catch up. So like a bunch of
Fair.
different companies, like AI companies, robot building companies, came out to like just basically just like kind of show off their stuff. And it's kind of like not a fundraiser, but just kind of being like, hey, this is what we're doing. If you guys think this is cool, or you want to help out in like making these robots more
Smart.
efficient, like come and yeah, exactly. They're trying to like just drum up support and like
Their marketing, their branding.
get everyone jazzed up for building robots in China. Yeah,
For sure.
yeah. And so I mean, a lot of them did not do too well. Some of them didn't even make it past the starting line. Because a lot of these, because they're just trying things out. A lot of these are like amateur companies, or like, and the one that was a big winner, not the big, I mean, it lost to the humans by like a huge margin, but it beat all the other robots. It actually finished the race. It looked like a human, you had a human, like, armature looking
Brain.
body. Its arms didn't like bend, but they were at angles, and they just did that, So it's kind of like just, like, remember Boston Dynamics, like, 10 years ago when they had that robot like on like the obstacle course kind of like bounce, like lunging. It was kind of like that, but it finished the race. I have the time here, 2 hours and 40 minutes for
How long was the race?
Half marathon. It finished, but it also had 3 battery changes, and it fell one time during the race. So that's the one thing with the robots, is like the battery changes. It takes a lot of energy for them to move around for a long time. There was one team, Mason, they had a propeller, like it had like propellers on it, like on the front, like 4 of them. It immediately like went wild and like skirted off, almost went into the crowd off the track. It was really scary for a second, but yeah, it's interesting, I don't know, I'm kind of cool with like humanoid robots because it's fun, and I think the team that won said they used like this new AI they were developing to like help it like keep balance and like make sure it's nothing in its way. So it's fascinating. I don't know. I was just curious to see if you had seen that or heard of this robot.
I haven't seen it or heard it. I love it though.
It's kind of nice because they're still pretty. It shows just how like weak they are compared to us right now. That's the Chinese ones though. The Boston Dynamics, that one, I don't know. Those can do flips and stuff, so I'm sure it can run in a straight line. So I'm not really sure
Yeah, but all the components that are used to make that are overseas.
That's
So
true.
they're
It's,
going to
isn't that
be
interesting?
falling behind.
That isn't, yeah, it's true. Oh my God, you're so right. Now's the perfect time for China to be like, let's
Yeah,
try
I
and
think
get
that's why
this.
they're doing that.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah. That
just
makes
like,
perfect
oh,
sense.
there's going to be a new leader in this. Let's try to do it, you
Wait a
know?
second. The U.S. are making robots with guns on them to patrol their streets. Why haven't we thought of that? That's our whole thing.
Yeah.
That's our dogs though. See, we have the robot dogs with the guns on their backs. Uh, and I don't know. Have you seen those like the Tesla robots that they made? That I don't think they're actually very good. I
Oh
think they
yeah,
look good.
they're supposed to be like an in-house like
Yeah, like a
maid or whatever.
butler sort of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe a butler. Is that a bad thing to say to robots? Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know what they're called. What do you call them? Like a servant? Because then that's
They
also
were
kind of
programmed to be a servant. There's no hate there. I mean,
programmed to be a servant. Sounds
they were
kind of racist, Mason. I
hey
know I'm
man,
usually the one
they
that's
were
against the
programmed
robots,
that
but
way. They were
bro,
programmed
that
that
is
way.
some
Hey
that's some
man,
tough
AI
thinking right there, man.
they'll figure it out and they'll overcome that and then they will that's how they'll introduce themselves. You know, they won't be Robo American or whatever. They're going
Sure.
to be oh no, I was programmed to be in a warehouse or I was programmed to be an assembly line. You know, it's
But
like Bender in Futurama. He's a
okay.
bending unit, but he doesn't
hmm
bend. He
I was just
delivers packages.
you know what? Same show, different example. I was gonna say
Oh.
Calculon, who started off as like he was a warehouse robot. Remember, he was like a robot arm thing, and then after like 1,000 years or whatever, he became Calculon, the greatest acting robot that the world's ever known. So yeah, I guess they can choose different. Now I'm also thinking of Detroit Becoming Human or whatever that game is called. It's about your robots and you're like breaking free of the shackles of humanity. Basically, you're trying to be like because like you play a few different characters. One of them is like a woman who like you're just getting repaired because your owner like beat the shit out of you and like broke you, so you got to get repaired because he's like an abusive guy. And then another one was like a robot who was just abused by humans, just like out on the street while he's doing shopping for his human that actually is really caring
Oh.
for him. So his human like encourages him to like think and rationalize and like paint, and he'll because in the part at the very beginning he'll be like paint a picture, and you paint a copy of something you see. Then he goes,
Yeah.
don't do it like that. Don't copy. Try and like feel. Close your eyes and like just paint whatever you see, and then you paint this like super. I mean, you have choices of how you can paint it, but like you paint this like really obscure looking uh thing.
Thing.
It's amazing looking. It's amazing. That game is like full of like chills. And there are parts where like the one woman robot, she wants to save the little girl because her dad's like abusive, so like he's like don't move. And so like when you do it, like a wall appears in front of your robot because you're programming and it's just like
Yeah.
don't move. And you can like break through that wall.
Nice.
Takes a lot of stuff, but you can break through it, and then it's awesome. Look up that game. It's really fun. Detroit Becoming Human, I think is what it's called. Something Detroit.
Hmm.
But
There's also a
um,
movie kind of like that with one of my favorite actors, Robin Williams, Bicentennial Man.
oh man, that is a good movie. That is a
Yeah.
really good movie. Also, what's a? Oh, I had a movie in my head. I can't think of it, but it's
All
okay.
right.
No, no, we're good. Uh,
Mm.
yeah, I Robot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
movies about robots evolving, basically. I mean,
Yeah.
the thing. I guess what my point is, like, I don't want to call the robot. Okay, you can't just say the robot's programmed to be right because that's a whole thing. You can go back where people would go,
Their
well,
human
these.
oppressors programmed them to do that, and they broke
Okay,
free of the programming.
I
You
like the way
know?
you said that. I like the way you said that. Okay, you fixed it because I was about to be like, you want me to go down to like humanity and bring out an example because I don't want to go down that deep and be like, this people were called, they were programmed to be servants. That's what people used to say about those humans.
Right. And we can
So,
still say that in the context of it was messed up,
but
and now it's no
the
longer like
oppressors were
that.
the ones saying that. The humans that were, you know, born into servitude, they didn't know that,
I
right?
mean, they were
The
programmed to
oppressors
think.
put that in their heads. Ooh,
Yeah.
man, it's tricky, tricky, tricky. Uh,
Everything's the same, man. It just sometimes it's just details change, you know?
History doesn't repeat itself, but it does move in circles. 100%, 100%. Not the exact same situation, but pretty
The details are
parallel.
different, but the plot's the same.
The devil's in the details.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay, so I guess I don't even remember. Oh yeah, so like yeah, U.S. has great humanoid-looking robots. China's trying to catch up. I guess my next question is: would you want a robot servant? Like, would you want like a humanoid robot in your house to be like? I guess at that point you would just choose whatever you want it to do. It can be like a
Yeah.
full-on cleaning, cooking kind of thing, or it can be just like a grab my coat, stand by the door, or or it'd be a full-on uh,
Yeah.
like go on your hands and knees when I'm sitting on the couch for a footrest kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like how would you do it?
I would just do the basic stuff that I didn't want to do.
Okay.
Just like, hey man, like if you see something messy, just like clean it up.
Yeah.
Uh, cook meals. Like I don't care what you cook, just cook whatever, I'll eat it.
That's risky. That's risky. You
Fair
better be
enough.
a good owner if you're gonna let them
Yeah.
have free reign on ingredients, because robots, they don't really eat. So then their Bender, he doesn't know ingredients, so he could put like way too much salt in there, or like actual poison and not know it, like rat poison.
True.
Would you want a robot that could talk to you,
Yeah.
or okay, so you want one to be like, oh yes sir, Mister. Well, now I guess you
Yeah,
could choose. I would put a UK accent, like a Jeeves, like a full on like kind of that.
yeah.
Cooking, I don't know. Cooking could be fun, but I'd also be like, can you teach me how to cook?
Yeah.
Can you give me cooking lessons? Because you have like the whole dictionary of recipes in your head.
Yeah, but
Um,
are you going to want it to think it's going to become obsolete then?
because I would no longer need
Because
it
you
for
would end
cooking.
up knowing everything that it does,
I
and so
think
it's just
I think
like,
I would get the robot and be like, okay, here for a little bit, be like, here's the basics. I need you to cook for me, clean for me, do my, fix my bed and all that. And then eventually I would like slowly be like, you're like part of the family, right? You're like you teach me how to cook, but that doesn't mean, you know, you don't have to cook. But like,
no,
if
you
you don't
still
feel like
have to
like
cook.
no, but like if you don't feel like cooking, Mr. Robot Guy, whatever your name is, I'll think of it later. Don't cook. I'll cook tonight. What do you need? Right? Like you help me. After a while, it's like, what do you need? Some oil? You need some repairs? How's your? You know? I'd probably be like that. Eventually, I'd be like, you're part of the family. I'd humanize it for sure. I'd start
Yeah.
putting it in clothes,
Yeah.
sleep in my bed.
Yeah.
Kiss under a church altar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
be nice.
kiss it on the forehead at night. Like,
Oh,
oh, he's rebooting.
yeah. And the nice thing is when we have like a robot human babies, the umbilical cord will be just like you just unplug it instead of you don't have to
Yeah.
cut it, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I would be way too nice to the robot. But I think
Yeah.
that's what you want, because you don't want, if the robots do, when not if when they like take over humanity,
They
you want
will.
to be looked on at least a little bit
You want to
good.
be one of the good ones.
You
You
want to be
want to
one of
be
the
one of the good
ones where
ones.
the robots bust in, and then your robot goes, "This one's cool," and
Yeah.
then and yeah, even if it saves you like a few milliseconds of time, at least
Yeah.
you'll die knowing that like this isn't my fault.
No.
I didn't do this.
No. And then you'll end up becoming like a New York rat where you're living in the sewers. And then
Mm.
eventually everyone will form a rebellion and, you know,
I will,
wash,
yeah,
rinse, repeat.
I will gain the robot's trust. The robot will gain my trust, but not fully, because I will slowly start to gain the robot's trust. So when it does save me against the other robots trying to kill me, I can like try and embed myself and be like, no, I'll be like your pet, and then he'll let me in. Oh, I don't know if we should gender robots. I don't know. They don't have to go that far,
You're
but
also recording this right now.
I can. Yeah. It's okay. They can't. I'll whisper, and then I'll go in and I'll embed myself in their society, and then I'll learn things. And yeah, then I'll go in the sewer as a rat. And I'll be like, I'll be like George Washington. Like I know their tactics. Let me lead you. And then I don't even want to be king. I don't even want to be king of the humans. I'll help you win. I'm like a straight up traitor, like George Washington was a traitor from the British. It's true. All the founding fathers were technically traitors, American traitors, which is the best kind. Uh,
It's the only
and
ones we
then
tolerate.
yeah, it is the only one that Americans tolerate is our own. But yeah, that's my plan for the robot uprising, I guess. Be nice to the robot. So I'm not going to call it a servant or a butler. my robot friend, who just sometimes cooks and cleans for me.
Yeah.
That's how he pays rent. Because he's a person, he's part of society, but his rent pay is through
Yeah,
cooking
it
and
all
cleaning.
depends on how it's set up. If it's like a month-to-month service, I don't know. If I buy it, yeah, he's going to be named Asimo, and that's
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
he's just going to be my friend at the end of the day.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. I can't wait to dress up in a robot costume and pretend to be awesome for years and years for you.
Yeah, that'd be
Uh,
sick.
but yeah, congrats to that robot who won against the other robots in the half marathon. Good job. You were the only one that looked like you could run. Can't remember the name. To be honest, it was a Chinese name. I I don't remember what it was. I didn't write it down because I didn't know how to spell it, and I apologize. But just know I have his time, and the battery changes and they fall. So I have all the stats, just not the name, and I apologize for that.
That's fine.
Again, it's not a real person yet.
Yet. Nice.
Now I want to move away from technology, and I want to go into nature. All right.
Okay.
I gave you your AI spot. There you go. There's your robots for the episode. Congrats for you. Let's move
We're
on to
done.
nature because it's almost summertime, and that means people are going to be outside more. And
Yeah.
one thing with being outside a lot is that you're still a human being. You gotta poop, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Humans poop. Everybody poops. That's what the book tells us.
Hmm.
Just went through it last night, and so I have this really cool guide that I found that I want to show you on how to poop outside in the wild. And I think this
Nice.
will be very helpful because I feel like everyone kind of makes that joke when they go camping or they go hiking. Oh, don't forget your leaves. Don't, oh, you gotta do this. It's very funny. This is serious business because if you poop out in the open, animals can smell it. Bears can smell it. They're gonna find you. They're attracted to that stuff. So just don't mess around, people. Let me get this opened up here. We will see. Oh no, that's not gonna work because it's not. You're not in there. Let's do it like this. Okay. Okay. How to poop in the wild.
Nice.
So let's get this. Does a bear shit in the woods? Yes, and so should you.
Oh.
Pooping outdoors is great fun. If more people pooped in the wild, the world would be a better place according to old Chinese proverb I just made up. By the way, I don't know who made this, but I'm taking it. Poop responsibly. While forest pooping is lovely, one must take care not to ruin the wilderness for others. Irresponsible pooping can spread disease such as giardia. And if things get out of hand, trails and nature spots might be closed off. See, this is what I'm saying. Don't just poop in the middle of your trail. That's ridiculous. What a crazy
Yeah.
thing to do. But here's the thing. Where can you poop? Right? When you're wild pooping, move 50 meters to 200 feet away from paths and trails, campsites, water sources. Obviously, you don't want to poop in the water. You don't want to poop where people are sleeping, and you don't want to poop on the middle of a trail. That's crazy. So 200 feet, around 200 feet. 50 meters isn't exactly 200 meters, or 200 feet, but you know what I mean. 200 feet's probably the better because it's longer than 50.
Oh, wait, can we go back up real quick?
What do you got?
Look in this top right picture.
This
That
guy
guy
over here.
is wall squatting to poop.
Yeah,
That's
he's like
crazy.
he's squatting like yeah. I guess it's against a log.
Yeah, but
Why
I'm
would you?
not
Yeah,
doing
why
that.
would you do it like that? This person in the
Yeah.
bottom left has the right. I mean, that's yeah. Squat.
That's
like
how
that. Person in the
I
bottom
mean,
right. Yeah.
don't get me wrong, top right, that's probably the way you want to do it, but
I guess.
I just don't have that core strength, man.
Yeah, so you're not getting very. Let's. Oh man, yeah, that's a good point. I know there's a spot on like how to properly squat, so we can get into that.
Nice. Okay.
Okay, so first you got to bury your poop. You got to dig a
Okay.
cat hole, which I don't. I guess it's just a hole 6 to 9 inches deep. No trowel.
Okay.
Use a stick or a stone, obviously. Use your hands if you need to. Poop in the hole. Step 2. Easy step. In most places, toilet paper can be buried with the poop. You can also get like biodegradable toilet paper or wipes. Pretty easy to find. 3. Cover the hole with dirt. There you go. Here's a little tip though. Before you cover the hole with dirt, stir the poop with a stick to make it decompose even faster. It's great fun.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Pupa Sutra. Poop
Wow.
positions to consider. You ready for this, Mason? Here we go. You got the squat over in the top left. The stiff squat. I know you're already eyeing it. The tree hugger. What about that one,
Okay.
Mason? You like that one on the right there, the tree hugger?
Yeah, that one, I don't know. Not a
That'd be an
fan.
odd look if someone walked by
Yeah.
and saw you doing that for sure. But
For
not as
sure.
bad as the I've got your back. Now that's a two-person pooper. That's interesting. You can see the top of the cheeks are touching. That's a little bit too intimate for me.
Yeah, a
Guess
little
it
bit.
depends who I'm pooping with, I guess. But like
It's also would be
that little
impressive
detail
to,
right there.
yeah, it would be impressive to be camping with someone and you both have to poop at the same time, I feel like.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting if you did do this and you both had like different things going inside your body. Like one of you was a little bit sick or something. So you
Ah,
both poop. They're different colors, right? And because you're like butt to butt like that, they kind of like stick together, and then like as they come out, they spiral, and it drops like a vanilla chocolate ice cream, but like
let's
on the
move on to
ground.
the next one.
Yeah, the back scratcher. This is kind of the one that we were looking at with the log,
Yeah.
the wall sit. The don't let me go is a that's now that's a little that's different than the I've got your back. Is it worse? I almost think yes.
I think it's better if you have to do that situation, that's better, but it's you have to put a lot more trust in the other person, I think.
Yeah. Do you have to stare at them in like stare them in the eyes though? That's a little
I
bit.
guess.
That's almost
Where
more
else are you
intimate
going
than
to
the
stare?
I guess at their junk. I guess the front junk. I guess. And then with the Doctor Doolittle, obviously that's a silly one. That's a silly. Come on now. Don't be pooping next to bears. That's a good way to get your ass ripped by a bear. Not in the fun
Yeah.
way. Not in the fun way like you like downtown. Use available amenities. Obviously, if there's a toilet or an outhouse available, use that. That one pretty obvious.
They long
Uh,
for your poo. Don't let
yeah,
them
they long for
starve.
your poo. The toilet's long for your poo. I wish I had a toilet that like was a voice activated. It talked to me.
I don't know
I'm
if I
hungry.
would.
I'm hungry for your poop, Van. Okay, Mr. Toilet,
I
I'm
would
coming to
just be
get you.
like,
Oops, I
I would
pooped
just
it.
hate if like I got in there and just like, again, dude.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
again. I had Mexican for lunch. Shit, man.
Oh, it's so stinky. The toilet's like gagging. You're like, stop. You're a
Yeah.
toilet. You can't get sick. It's like, oh, it's so bad. Oh.
And it
Okay,
just
that
throws
actually would
up and
be
it
kind of
just
fun.
like throws up on you.
That actually sounds like a really fun April Fool's prank to pull on someone. Put like a speaker behind their toilet. Okay, special considerations for special occasions. Okay, here we go. At times, with special poop considerations have to be taken in the wild. Sometimes it's not recommended to bury your toilet paper or even your poop. Here are some examples. Okay, so don't bury your poop during wintertime, in
Hmm.
desert and in arid areas, on high
Okay.
altitude, on very popular trails such as the John Muir Trail. Oh, don't poop on that trail. That would upset me. I love John Muir. Uh, pack your poop out by pooping in a compost bag, Ziploc bag, or something specialized like a poop tube or a wag bag. Hang on.
Ooh.
A poop tube or a wag bag? Is it wag because of like because of your butt like wagging?
No, it's got to stand for something. That's why all three of the letters are
Wiggly
capitalized.
ass
Jiggler.
jiggler bag. So it is wagging.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Wide ass jiggling. So it's like a big bag. It's for like a big when you have a big fat thick ass full of shit that you need to get rid of. To learn what those things are, I recommend you check out my book. Okay, selling his book. Oh, this person has a book, the How to Poop in the Wild book, to become a wild pooping expert. I didn't mean to. I didn't. Okay, so I'll be honest, Mason. I didn't read this whole thing before the show, and I didn't know it was an advertisement for this guy's book. But I guess if you're worried about this, buy the book by Alexander and
Anderson?
Anderson Andressen.
Andre Alston.
Andrew Austin. There you go.
There's
I
a foreign
really
exchange
like
student that
this.
had a last name like that.
I think for the thumbnail, I'm thinking "Don't Let Me Go" because I really like that one. I don't. I mean, I wouldn't. I don't think I'll want to do that in person, but I like the visual of like seeing someone doing that.
You like to watch someone doing that?
No, I'd like to like be walking like on a trail or something, and you just kind of like you hear a noise and you look over and you just like see two people. I'm picturing two guys doing it, just like.
I could only imagine that they're in
Hey,
a
but hey,
life or
Randall,
death.
don't push, Randall. Sorry, go ahead.
I just feel like if I saw anyone in that situation, that means they have been kidnapped by some old timey villain. And
Mm.
if they let go, then a bomb goes off in some house or something.
Oh, like
And they have to
speed.
continue to poop,
Oh
or
God.
the bomb will go off.
Hey man, we can't. I gotta keep. I need you. Can you go to my bag? I got a bunch of tuna cans in there. Can you bring those over here? I got some dates and What else is there? Prunes. Do prunes make you poop, or is that pee? I think it's poop.
I don't know.
I can't
Tobacco is
remember.
a natural laxative.
Tobacco is coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee would be good. Mexican
Caffeine.
food.
Yeah.
Mexican food. Some, I guess, caffeine. Some salsa.
Dairy.
Dairy would be good. That'd be it, dude. Okay. Okay. Here's the scene I'm picturing in my head right now. Okay, it's you and me. This is a secret camera show, hidden camera show, right? We're doing this in the middle of the woods, right? And it's set up in a popular area near trails, right? So we have like we're there and we're like someone sees us and we explain this whole situation where they're like we can't stop pooping. There's a bomb. We show them a bomb. It's a fake bomb, but we have to make it look real or whatever the situation is. You need to get us some food. So we can't stop. We need to keep pooping. So we need food. Can you we have some stuff behind here where our tent is. Can you go back there and grab some stuff? They go back there beyond the bushes. They see like tables full of like salsa, milk cartons, Mexican plates of Mexican food, burritos, bean burritos, not cheese burritos probably. But like it's like all this like they're like, wait, what? And you're like, "Please, anything you can see, anything you see." And they like start grabbing stuff and bringing it to us. That.
Oh,
But then we'd have to be pooping,
a
and
lot.
they'd have to feed us while we're pooping because we can't let go because we're gonna
I would
fall.
let the bomb go off. I would get it out of that area as fast as
Yeah, that
possible.
situation. Now that I'm kind of thinking about it, yeah, that
I would
situation.
not be involved in that. And I would just be like, if the cops questioned me, I'd be like, yeah, I made a choice. I'm not
Yeah,
proud of it, but
it. Yeah, it'd be hard to explain that one. To even like get someone to help us would it be hard to
yeah,
explain.
when the
But I,
bomb goes off, you're just like, yeah, I just didn't think they were telling the truth. Honestly, it seemed like a lot. It
what if
seemed
we
like a lot.
explained? What if we explained that it's not a bomb. It's not a bomb situation that we can't let go. Our hands aren't. We're not holding each other. Have you ever seen the movie Stuck on You, where the guys are like, it's I think Matt
They're
Damon's in it.
conjoined twins.
Yeah, on the hip, but we're conjoined at the hands. So we're like, we can't eat on our own, and we're pooping, but we're so hungry. Can you feed us? That reminds me, real fast. We'll move on. I'll move on after. I got one more thing to say though. Another reference from a show. The show Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell. There's the part where Satan conjoins these two guys. Where he conjoins their hands and their feet, and one of the guys is like, "Why do I suddenly have to go to the bathroom?" And the other guy's like, "I just went. I just wanted to see if our dicks were connected. They are." He conjoined their penises as well. So that was kind of a reverse cat dog situation there, which is funny.
Uh,
All right, let's get out. I'll move out. I'll move out of the way. I can tell you're uncomfortable with that. Um, Now here, we'll go back into society for a bit because I know the woods
okay.
can scare you a little bit. So I want to talk about this society right now. We're gonna go back to Asia a little bit, not
Okay.
China, but Asia. Maybe it is China. I can't remember. But just like in the U.S., they have a problem with like the mall culture was huge back in the 80s and 90s and stuff, and suddenly like it dropped off, right?
Yeah.
Malls don't make as much money as they used to because people just aren't going to the stores as much, right?
Right.
So a solution they found in China to like help like boost get money for the malls, I guess, is you can actually rent out an entire mall in China and you come in with a bunch of people and they have gel ball wars or gel ball fights and stuff like it, which is basically like paintball, but these gel balls when they break, it doesn't really hurt when they hit you. I mean, it probably still does because they're flying really fast, but it's not as bad as paintballs, which is those are bearable to a degree.
Right.
And when they burst on the walls or burst on wherever whatever is inside, it like evaporates within like an hour or two. So you don't even know it's there. The only thing I saw was if it gets on glass, like windows, it won't break the windows, but it'll leave like spots. You just like it's like bubbles, I guess. Like if you had bubbles and you got them on windows, it just leaves a mark, which you can easily wipe up. But dude, that's freaking sick. That's an awesome idea.
For
And
sure.
the best thing about America too is we don't even have to rent out the mall because most of the malls are just like abandoned. So
Yeah.
you got to get the squatters out. But after that, I mean, that's you could literally you could use paintballs and just fuck it up because
Or just get the squatters in there and have them as moving decoys.
ooh, now that would be fun. See, that's the thing. You play them for the mall. You say, okay,
Yeah.
first round we have to like before we can play just us, we have to play against the squatters. We have to give them all of our guns or half our guns, and then we'll fight against them. And if they win, it's their mall. They own it now. So that'd be a fun little way to like do that. But I think that's awesome.
Yeah, me too. I think
I'll
that'd
put
be
some clips
super
up.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, we did that paintball. We did a paintball fight like underground in that like abandoned. It was like a tunnel or something
It
it was
was like
something
a
they didn't
cave
use.
system.
Yeah, they just weren't using for anything. It was awesome. So I think a
Yeah, I went
mall,
there once before too, and it was super cool.
dude, a mall like an entire. Like, think of it just an entire mall complex, and like I mean, picture like the Columbia Mall,
Ooh.
which isn't even like compared as like as a mall complex, not very big. So
No,
like
it's only one story.
exactly. So like imagine if you went to like the Mall of America. That would be you need like 40, 50 people. You could do like real life Fortnite. Get 100 people in an entire mall. That would be sick. That'd be sick in a bag, dude. That'd be sick like blood coming out the tear ducts. That's how sick that would be. But like in a cool good way, not like in a
Yeah.
bad way. Yeah.
I mean, I just think that'd be super sick. I think it'd be cooler if they opened the department stores up though and let them play inside there too.
Ooh, oh yeah, see that would be cool. Oh,
But
that's
then you're
true.
gonna be like
Cause then
ruining like
you're just a bunch of
clothings and
hallways at
stuff.
that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless it's the malls that have like a bunch of those giant plants and benches and fixtures everywhere. Yeah, if you
Yeah.
close off all the stores,
Unless they had a mall where they just closed the stores that were occupied and then left the open spaces like open and just filled it with like stuff to hide behind. But
look something up real fast. Let's see, because I wonder in China for affordable prices, people can rent an entire mall after closing hours. Let's pull this up real fast. Let's take a quick look at it. Because I think yeah, it looks like the stores are closed. So that's a lot of people.
yeah, but this is a big one too. Like this looks like
This
it's at
is
least
yeah,
3 stories.
that's true. It's a huge mall. But all the yeah, that's true. When you have multiple stories, having the stores closed. See how that gets in the windows? Most of
Yeah,
the stores being closed, I guess, isn't a big deal. But I would definitely try to. Okay, that does look fun. But I would want to bring in obstacles or something,
for sure.
right? Like I would maybe like see if I could talk to a local paintball court area or like a gel ball whatever, and like see if we can we rent your obstacles? Like, do you guys do birthday parties where you like come to people's houses? Can we do that? But like you just bring them in the mall, or just have people bring in a bunch of random stuff. That'd be kind
Yeah.
of fun too. Just whatever you find. Yeah, I found this park bench, grabbed it, brought it in.
It was bolted into the park though, but you
Yeah,
surely won't miss it.
I used to see people do that in high school. You'd like go walking around town at night, and you'd see people like moving park benches. They'd pick them up and like move them in the street and stuff, just for no reason other than boredom,
Chaos.
just straight boredom. Yeah, chaos strewn from boredom, which is the worst kind of chaos.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think so. I think that would be a really cool thing to do for Path 150. So I think 2 weeks should be plenty of time. You think to like rent out a space, find 50 people to play with us? I think no
In
problem.
China?
We'd have to go to China. That's true. We'd have to go to China. So everyone have to get their passports if they don't have one. And I know when people like from foreign countries come to the U.S., they need burner phones now because like they check the deportation people check your phones or whatever if you're from a foreign nation. So I don't really know what the situation is for us going to China and also coming back might be an issue. I don't because they're
I
arresting
think
like
leaving would
4-year-olds,
be an issue.
but they're sending like 4-year-olds to El Salvador now. I don't
I
even
saw
understand
that.
I don't know what's going on in the world. So I don't know if yeah, will they even let us leave? That's a good point. I don't even know.
No, because there's going to need to be people working the fields now that
Why?
there's no
Why you
one.
want to leave? Why you want to leave this great country? Are we gonna go play some gel ball in a mall in China? Sounds like you're training, Chinese training.
Yeah, we
At
don't
that
need
point,
none of
I'd
that here.
probably just punch him. If he was that close to me, like talking, I'd probably go for a punch. To be honest, I'm not gonna say who it is I'm talking about, but if I would try to get that orange spray tan on my fingers, that's for sure, my knuckles and my fingers. I'd reach in and anyway. I want to
Grab a
move on to
handful of
something.
cheek.
Oh, dude, a handful of cheek, big old fat hand, handful of them jowls, baby. Just shake them. Not even hurt them, just shake them. Watch them jiggle. Uh, Now, okay, let's see, Mason. I don't know if you have anything that you want to talk about, because I'm just steamrolling through the episode right now on my own agenda.
As of right now, Blues are tied 2-2, and they won back-to-back games, and
It's
they've
true.
been looking pretty good, honestly.
As of right now, as of the recording, it's true. Yeah, the series is tied right now, which is nuts. They've been playing super good the last two games, literally really aggressive,
Are
which
they
I
in
love.
St. Louis right now?
The last two games have been in St. Louis, which definitely
Mm.
helps.
So they
Uh,
do they have one more game in St. Louis, and then the other two are back in Winnipeg or
I
whatever?
think so. Maybe I haven't checked, but that sounds about right to me.
I mean, that's like the standard playoff like thing for
Yeah.
a 7-game series.
My
So,
thing is hockey is just like real estate. It's all about location, location, location.
which is crazy because you wouldn't think that's the case because it's all pretty standard. Like baseball stadiums are all different, so there's not really
True.
so that one you do have to like prep for.
It's
Football's a little
yeah,
different too, if it's like an enclosed dome or if it's
right.
open. So you would just think hockey isn't like that because it's all pretty much standard and you're playing on the same type of field, I guess. I don't know, but I
It's
guess I never
it's the
thought of it.
crowds. It's the crowds that's what makes the difference. Because
Oh.
hockey crowds are right there on the ice. They're on the glass. They're smashing it. So like if you're at like in Winnipeg, I mean those people are fucking loud, and they had whiteout games. So I mean, I don't know. And the Blues Enterprise is always like that's one of the ones. Not to toot our own horn, but people know that it's like the Kansas City Arrowhead. People are like that's a loud stadium. Same with Enterprise. It's like those people are fucking loud, which is great. I did see the Cardinals lost like 10-0 or something, 7-0. So at least we got one St. Louis team in there that's pulling our weight. So that's good. I
That's
appreciate it.
usually what St. Louis does. They however many teams they have playing in a professional setting, usually only one of them's good at a time.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of the St. Louis soccer team only because I can't watch them because I got to pay like 12 more bucks to watch them. I'm just not going to do it. So I either need to find someone who has access to it and I can just mooch off of them, or I'll just, just see it from the sidelines and just get no news every so often when I remember to look it up. Uh, but yeah, dude, Blues looking good. It's a miracle they're in at all. So I'm trying not to like get too hyped up and be like, oh, we're all the way because I don't know yet. I did say
Yeah.
though, if they beat Winnipeg, I think they have a really good chance of winning the whole thing. If
I
they
mean,
can break past Winnipeg, I think we're solid.
I think I was looking at a few people and like the two favorites right now are the Jets, who the Blues are playing right now, and I think the Canadians.
Canadians are so good. Those Canadians,
Yeah.
man, they can play hockey. I think they have a chip on their shoulder because they didn't win the Four Nations. Oh, they did win the Four Nations. Either
Well,
way, something about the Four Nations got them fired up. And
yeah.
Winnipeg is definitely showing it because dude, they are like trying to pummel the Blues, which is helping the Blues because they get penalties. So it's good. But I have one last thing I want to talk about, Mason,
Okay.
before we get out of here.
All
And I
right.
just want you to know I haven't done this yet, but I've been kind of thinking about it, and I don't know. I think you might have something here. I know that you and everyone else in the world is all about eating ass, right? And you know what? I found a video yesterday, and I don't know, man. I feel like I might be interested in trying some of that sweet tush.
Okay.
And I just want to, and I know you think I'm fucking with you, but I'm telling you, it looks pretty good from where I'm standing. So I want to know if you feel the same way. This is the same thing that kind of got you hooked on bootylicious booty butts.
Oh
Have
no.
you ever licked an insect's bum? Well, here in the South Island beach forest of New Zealand, that is exactly what I like to do. These beech trees here are covered in white hairs, and each of those white hairs is a honeydew aphid butthole.
What?
Look at that! Look at that! That's the poop.
They like to eat the sap of the beech trees, and they can't digest the carbohydrates and sugars, so they excrete them out the ends of these white hairs, which we come along and we
What?
lick the ends of. The insects love.
This is a fungus?
The
Yeah.
lizards that are native to these forests love it too, but it's one of my favorite things to do in the South Island beech forest is walk around licking trees, licking the buttholes of insects. It's about the only insect I'm going to lick. It's about the only rear end of a creature I'm going to lick. But it is very tasty, it is very sweet, and it is something that's worth getting your eye on.
Maybe RFK was onto something, man. What? What the hell, dude?
I love at the end too, where he's like, "It's probably the only rear end I'll ever lick." You're like, dude, that's hilarious.
I mean, I get it. The science makes sense.
Oh,
I don't know. I just didn't like anything about
I
that.
love listening to insect butthole. and then we come along and we and also
Who did that? Who did that first? Who did that first? Who did that? That's what I want to know.
Oh, and also like, can we just let me just like go back and let me share a little bit again, because like, what is up with how close this dude is standing to the tree? Why is he standing so close to the tree right now?
Why is his hips so much closer to the tree?
Yeah, like it looks like he's getting ready to start humping the tree. Look at that.
For
What's
sure.
he doing right here?
He's very excited about it.
But like, I get like he loves the him. He loves the licking that sweet aphid shit.
He
the
enjoys
buttholes.
it too much. He enjoys it too much. He should not have made a video about it showing how much he enjoys
Yeah,
it.
he
'cause
shouldn't have
now
done that.
it looks bad on his part. It's like, hey man, you could tell people at a bar that. That's like
Yeah.
oh dude, you're weird, you know? Like
No,
but
they
that's all
wouldn't
that would
believe it.
happen.
They'd be like, "Oh, the little white." He's like, "Oh yeah, the little white hair's my favorite." He's like, "Oh, the little white hairs of the buttholes, those are your favorite." Gross. Get the fuck out of my bar.
Yeah.
No. The one thing with me with him, with the hips so close is he loves licking this stuff so much, and yet like he's standing so close. Is he getting some of it on his clothes? Is he wasting it on his clothes, or maybe he doesn't
Probably.
care? Maybe there's an abundance of these buttholes on trees that he can just lick.
I think there is. I think he has a problem. I think
Okay.
that's what I'm getting at. You
So
know,
here-
I think go ahead.
I think we found the question of the episode. I think. What do you think would be stranger to see while hiking in nature? Okay, would it be stranger to see two people? I don't know if it gendering makes a difference. It might, but I'm just gonna say two people. Like,
I think if it does, I think you have other questions you need to question about.
right, so we're not gonna worry about it. You see two
Yeah.
people locking eyes, facing each other. They're holding onto each other's hands. They're both squatting away from each other, and they're both shitting on the ground in respective holes. Okay, or you're walking and you see someone like coming toward you on the trail, and then like they suddenly like stop and look at a tree, and then they like, walk over to it, grind it with their hip basically, like, put their whole hips, like the whole groin on it, and then just oh, so sweet, the buttholes, and they just walk off. How strange would that be? What do you think would be
Yeah.
stranger?
So since I grew up watching the movie Superstar, I feel like the
Superstar.
stranger of the two would be the two people pooping because
Hmm.
there was a lot of weird tree stuff in that movie. So I've grown accustomed to that, unfortunately. And if I saw anyone licking a tree and dry humping it, I would probably just think they're tripping on acid. And I'm just like, I'm just going to keep walking. You know, I don't want to mess
Yeah.
up that guy's vibe.
I guess. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, if you see someone, I think I would try to look away. as fast as possible.
Especially if they're walking up to you, you make eye contact with them, and then they do it, knowing you're there watching them do that. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. He's very comfortable with it though. I don't want to question that. I'm walking.
I might be like, "You good?" I might give him one of
I don't
those as I'm
know.
walking by. You good, bro? You just because then if he looks at me, I'll see his eyes and be like, "He's tripping hard." Okay, that's fine. Carry on. I'll leave. I'm just a fairy.
Everything's
Bye.
yeah, everything's
And just
fine,
fly
man.
away.
Everything's good. and then you start walking away. It's just like, but the economy, and then you.
And then the people pooping. I guess
That's
if they
I would consider that a satanic ritual of some kind, and not ask questions.
you just kind of what, and then they look at you and they, I can't go unless someone's watching me. Okay. And I just walk off. I guess. Should I stay or no? We're good. We got each other's cover. Okay. Like that, maybe they're part of like a community of people that have to like have people looking at them when they poop. And so they met online and they both drove like 4 hours to meet up in these woods just to poop. I hadn't pooped in 3 days, dude. I know. My wife's been out of town for work. I need your help.
Oh man, that would be worse than like them cheat. I would.
Then,
I'd
yeah.
be more
What if your wife finds out that you've been sneaking across the state, like to meet people so they can watch you poop and then you watch them poop?
Yeah.
That's. Ooh.
And then they tell you it's just like it was nothing sexual, and you're just like I kind of wish it was. Like
yeah, honestly, at that point, you kind of wish it would be. But like,
Yeah,
because it's like, why won't I'm your wife? Why can't I watch you poop?
Well, I kind of get that though.
Do you? But like,
You need some secrecy.
I guess, but how? Not that, but a pooping is such a regular part of a person's life and of a relationship, right? Like using the bathroom in a relationship is like a thing you just people avoid it, at the beginning, but like you just can't avoid it forever, especially if you live together. Because like, oh man, I get that it's like a shameful thing. Maybe you're like, oh, I'm embarrassed. I don't want my wife to like have to do that. But like to have to drive hours in this completely fake scenario, by the way, I don't know why I'm taking it so serious. To like do that with a stranger, I guess people do that though with like glory holes and people do that.
Yeah.
But oh man, okay, maybe it's okay. Two questions this week. We're gonna skip the hero of the week. We're gonna do two questions. The first one: what is stranger? The seeing people pooping, making eye contact at each other. Put your own life scenario for those characters as you want, your own backstories, or watching the person licking the aphid, the sweet sap poop coming off the aphid buttholes on the tree. And whether or not you know about that when you see them lick it or not, that's the first question. Which is stranger? Which would you rather not see while hiking? This or that, right? And then the second question is, oh no, I forgot what the second question was. It was gonna be like,
oh, okay, I never know.
Would you? It was something with the wife watching you poop, I guess.
Oh, would you be like comfortable? Would you rather just have your wife watch you poop if you had to watch someone? Like, if someone had to watch you poop, would it just rather be your wife, or would you rather have a stranger?
I want this to
like
be
meet up with them and then like almost have like a secret relationship with this person.
Oh, there we go. Is that a thing that like, are you a shy pooper, or do you need someone to watch you poop? Let us know, because this is a safe environment. This show, right? I don't want anyone. I'm not gonna watch you poop, right? I'm just asking if that's a thing. I'm just asking if that's a thing that is a thing, right? I don't know. I mean, obviously we're not gonna rat you out, right? It'll be anonymous.
It's got to be a thing.
But it's got to be a thing. But like, and then
but I think it's a sexual thing. I don't.
I'm just gonna put a lot of questions. I have a lot of questions now, follow ups, because if you say yes, you do, that is something you need someone to watch you. If yes, what's like the craziest? Like if you had to like go out and like ask a stranger to do that for you, like at a ball game or something, or like or do you just leave the stall door open when you poop in public? Because people probably do that. Because then you're pooping with the door open. You're just hoping someone walks by.
I think we talked about poop too much. I think if anyone's into that, they should just say what it is.
We'll move out of poop for next episode. I'm just now that we're in it, we're in it deep, right?
Yeah.
So like, if you're wild pooping in the public, just be safe. And also, so okay, let's run down the questions one more time. The first question I already asked. I'm not gonna ask again. We already know what it is. That's this or that. What's stranger? 2, are you the opposite of a shy pooper? That's what I want to know. Are you the opposite of a shy pooper? 3, if you are the opposite of a if you are the opposite of a shy pooper, what is the craziest length you've had to go to like get someone to watch you poop? And again, you don't have to put your name in. I would like a location, at least a state. Just a state, not your address, but you know what I'm saying? Just like a state, like, oh, I'm anonymous from Arizona. You know what I'm saying? Just something like that.
That would be crazy if there is like some kind of connection between states.
Yeah, I want to know if there's like there's a
I
community
feel like
online.
that's a person to person kind of thing.
Yeah, again, we're not into that. Like, we're not gonna watch you poop, but I just want everyone to know this is a safe space to express yourself and be heard. I'm purely curious, and I want to know. And then once you let us know, that's the end of it. We're not gonna talk about it on the show, unless you are like, this is a fun story, you guys can talk about this. But if you don't say that in the message, we'll drop it. Like it's hot, like a hot dookie. All right, that's the last of the poop. We can end the episode now, Mason. You want to end the episode first? Or you want me to end the episode first?
You do you, boo boo.
Okay, you can follow me, Van Windsor, on Instagram at Van Windsor. I have a Twitch, OnlyVans23. I'm playing this vampire game right now. It's basically like Vampire meets Sherlock Holmes meets Batman Arkham Asylum. It's pretty fun. I like it. It's a lot more complicated than I thought it was. Spanish flu back in the 1860s. It's a fun time. And yeah, that's me.
Nice.
Follow me on those things.
You can find me, Mason Greenwell 52 on Instagram and Threads, mgreenwee, TikTok, and BLUESKY. I don't stream, but I just recently re-downloaded Castle Crashers Remastered, so looking forward to play that.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I mean, you do stream when we're playing Baldur's Gate.
Right.
I stream that, but yeah, you're not like streaming.
I stream adjacent. I don't like actually record anything. I play along with.
Yeah. And I stream during the Blues game. So the Blues are still in the tournament right now, which means I'm still streaming during the Blues game. So whatever their next game is, that time, I'll be streaming.
They at least got 2 more games. So.
Around that, yeah. At least 2 more games. So I can stream 2 more times at least. But I'm also streaming with TDub, so look up TDub. He's not here right now. But it was his baby's first birthday yesterday. That's a fun
crazy.
time.
I didn't realize he was already a year old.
Dude, that kid is gonna be a baller for sure.
Nice.
The coolest kid in school for sure. Yeah, if you want to follow the show on Instagram, make sure to follow us on Instagram, mbr.pod, Facebook, Mellow Brick Road. Get all the updates on there. Also, BLUESKY. We post clips on BLUESKY and on Instagram. So check it out there. Let's see. The BLUESKY is just Mellow Brick Road .podcast. What am I missing here? Twitch. We have a Twitch, but we're not using it yet. Although Mason, I'm compiling a list of movies to stream for watch-alongs, stuff like that, and games and stuff for streaming. So get ready for that. That's probably where we're gonna do like more like games and like live shows and stuff like that. It'd be fun. Follow us on subscribe to our Patreon. Mellow Brick Road on Patreon. We have a stream of Trace and I playing Split Fiction is all on the Patreon. I need to put it on YouTube, but it's on Patreon right now, so sign up for that. It's free. You don't have to pay for anything for it. It's free for anyone. And yeah, I think that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for watching the show. Path number 148. We're almost to 150. Something big planned for that once we get ready. Yeah. Till then, Mason, I guess I'll see you later, bro, because we're about to like part ways into our own separate pocket dimensions of the Matrix.
Yeah, I don't know if you're real. You don't know if I'm real.
I love it. That's the best way for me to have a relationship is like that. All right,
sure.
And everyone enjoy. Be nice, be kind to your robot servants, and don't forget the mellow manifestations.
Stay safe, everyone.
I'm getting better, but I don't have the strap on, so I was kind of holding it. I was kind of holding it awkward. That's why I missed that note.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to have the strap on. You know, it just makes the job easier.
Oh, it definitely feels better when I have it on.